Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you. Choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face just to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back.
They call me a god. They call me a
You call him a frog. Rivet.
They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed.
What's up, my good bitches? Grandma,
Yes, ma'am.
are you laughing?
Yes.
Sis, how are you, sis? I gotta talk to you. Hi, Toby, how you doing? Yes, people. So,
Yes.
anyways, okay. What's up, bitches? I missed you all.
Hey, you know, the certain little video of a certain little dog named Nala,
Sweet little girl, Nala.
sweet little girl Nala. She did not necessarily want to go see her sister.
But Nala loves her sister, Kayla.
I've seen her do that kick though.
Are you
I saw
watching?
her do the no forget you kick. I saw it.
I go,
And then
"You
she was
told me."
nice and set up pretty again.
Yes.
So I'm not sure what that means. There's mixed signals coming from Nala.
I think I confused her.
You may have.
I could have. But she loves her sister, Kayla. She does. Shut up, Grandma.
That's so freaking cute.
All right. Now, I missed you all. Have you guys missed me?
Yes,
Come on.
we missed you.
Come on, have you missed me? I love
Yes,
you.
we're so happy you're back.
Hello. I'm doing okay.
That's
I got
good,
some
that's good.
testing coming up, further testing for lung cancer, and that'll be on May 8th. Okay, May
Yep.
8th.
Yep.
So, and actually, I'm handling it pretty well now because it is what it is.
It's gonna be okay.
Okay? It's out of my hands.
Yep.
Out of my hands.
Yeah, it is
So,
what it is. You just got to figure out where it is and what it is and what you're going to
yeah.
do.
And I'm still going to do me and be goofy like I am. There's going to be no changes here. You know, unless I'm too sick and I can't be on here because I got a bunch of other health issues going on.
Yeah.
Crazy. It all hit me at one time. Probably because I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
You're cutting out a little bit.
All right. Hold on. Let me go out and come back in.
Just your audio. And it's the grandma show. I'm just kidding. She's gonna be right back. It's a grandma show. We're gonna party. I think Toby's gonna leave. Toby's waiting for Kit, going, "Oh no, shut up, Grandma." I told her audio was breaking up, and then she laughed. "Oh,
What?
where's the booze?" says Toby.
No, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard.
I don't know, but your audio went, and it was in and out.
Do you know it's been like that at StreamYard, but if I'm watching on YouTube, it's not like that?
Yeah. Weird.
Yep.
That's
And
why
it freaks me
sometimes I'm
out.
telling you, no, it's okay, and you're thinking it's terrible.
Well, back here it is.
I know, like with the buffering, sometimes I can see it on YouTube, and sometimes I can't.
I don't know what to do because you know what? Before I even got on, I've been online, on and off for a couple hours now, and I did not have this kind of problem. Anyways, so I've missed a lot of Chaddy Boy's trial. Okay. Oh, did you guys see what happened today, guys? We're gonna listen to the boo-hoo. We're gonna listen to him cry. Was he crying for those babies that lives got taken and all those other people's lives that got taken? His own wife. Okay.
Kit,
What?
look who is in your chat.
Oh my God. Headline bitch. My headline bitch is here. This is my girl. Yes, I love her. Yes.
That is
Headline
so
bitch.
terrible.
I love her though.
I know. It just sounds so awful.
Well, it's just, it's a little thing.
It's just teasing,
People
I
don't
know.
get it by now, and I'm not really serious, okay?
No, of course
But she
not.
is my headline bitch. Okay,
Toby, I gave you a drink there. You said, "Where's the booze?" So I gave you a martini there.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so Chatty Boy, okay, you took all these lives. You put these crazy shit in these people's heads. Okay? Zombies, light and dark. Oh, we were married in a past life. Mm-hmm. And then Benny Keys. Benny Keys in jail. We're going to go over that real quick at the very end because I don't know. People know his charges, these warrants he had, and he's got an upcoming court hearing. So we'll check into that. All right, here we go. We're going to go to Crybaby, Chad.
Yeah.
Because I missed a lot.
He's just a little Chadpole.
He's just a little bitch. Here, let me turn the background to dark.
High Priestess Angelique has a comment for you.
I love her. That's my sister.
I know.
Please talk. Oh, yes, I'm going to. Hey, girl, hey.
Oh, I took that as she was.
You guys, you know what? I'm not telling you what it is. I have the perfect new, I'm going to do it this week, new parody of Lori Vallow. Stay tuned. Okay? Because you guys, when I get depressed, what do? I make fun of people. Like Bullhorn Betty.
It's going to be so good.
I can't wait. Okay. This here, I caught this part, okay? I've missed a lot of it. I did get to watch some yesterday of the trial. And they're going to play the 911 call. And watch his mother trucker. It made me want to vomit. Oh, there's no captions. Shoot. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, I apologize. Will you please spell your full name for the record?
Oh, first name is spelled Alyssa, and the last name is spelled Grenhalgh.
Thank you. And ma'am, can you tell the jury, where is it that you work?
Currently, I work in Rexburg, Idaho for the Rexburg Police Department.
What is your job title there?
I'm a patrol officer.
How long have you done that?
Total about 7 years.
7 years with the Rexburg Police Department?
About 3 with Rexburg and 4 years before that with the Fremont County Sheriff's Office.
What was your job title at the Fremont County Sheriff's Office?
I was a patrol deputy.
And can you explain to the jury what post training or otherwise do you have as a law enforcement officer?
Currently, I hold an advanced certificate through the Idaho Post Academy, as well as some other miscellaneous specialty trainings.
And as part of your work for Fremont County, was it one of your functions to respond to calls about unattended deaths?
Yes.
From your perspective as law enforcement, please tell the jury, what is an unattended death and what is your function as law enforcement?
An unattended death is, generally speaking, any death that occurs where the person is not under a physician's care. Typically, somebody will call when they find a family or friend or loved one that has passed. And my duty as a patrol officer or deputy initially on scene is to respond before the detectives and the coroner get there, to check for obvious signs of foul play, and then request resources as needed.
And when you say foul play, can you tell the jury what types of things do you look for when you're looking for signs of foul play?
Yes, so typically we're looking for obvious injuries, disheveled houses, like if furniture is broken or pushed around, obvious injuries being gunshot wounds, stab wounds, needles, drug overdoses, things like that.
So with any given unattended death, is it fair to say that you respond with that role in mind, trying to either identify or rule out some foul play?
Correct.
I want to draw your attention back to October 19th of 2019. Do you recall responding to an unattended death call for a Tammy Daybell?
I do.
At that time, prior to your response to the scene, had you ever heard Tammy Daybell's name?
No, I had not.
Had you ever heard Chad Daybell's name?
No,
So you weren't familiar with either one of them?
I was not.
Who dispatches you to an unattended death?
Whichever dispatch officer is working that day.
So is it fair to say that when there's an unattended death, that someone will call into law enforcement and 911 or otherwise, and then they'll find an officer on duty and send them to the scene?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state wishes to request admission of what we believe is a stipulated exhibit number 233, which is a recorded 911 call made by Garth and Chad Daybell on the day of Tammy's death.
Any objection? Okay, exhibit 233 then is the audio file of that call. It will be admitted by stipulation. Just make sure we have the correct exhibit submitted to the clerk, and then if you wish to publish, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would the court have me send it up now or should I play it first?
As long as you're convinced it's the right thing, you can go ahead and start publishing.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Your Honor, would it be possible for, I think I skipped a step here, us to broadcast this over the court system by plugging my HDMI?
Sure.
Thank you.
911, where's your emergency?
We're at 202 North, 1900 East.
What's going on?
We just found my mom. She's on the ground frozen, or she's stiff, and I don't know.
Are you in Madison County or Fremont County?
Hello, I'm Chad, the husband. She's clearly dead.
Oh,
We don't
so
know.
sorry. Okay. Okay. Are you in Rexburg or because your address shows Rexburg address, but you're in Fremont County?
It's a mile past.
Okay.
Illinois. Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, she's not even. She's frozen.
Oh,
Okay. Can I get your
oh
name?
my God.
Chad, Daybell.
Oh,
Oh man.
oh, Chad, I'm so sorry. Oh, look at Chatter. Chatty boy's crying, you guys. Oh, do we feel bad for him? I don't. Oh,
Oh.
Okay, Chad. I'm gonna get somebody out to you right now. Okay.
Yeah, the corner where the blinking yellow light is with the red house.
Yes, sir. Red house on the corner,
Yes.
blinking yellow light.
Right.
Okay. We'll get somebody out to you. Okay. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
If you need anything else, you call me back. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Ma'am, to the best of your recollection, was that particular phone call related to your response to Tammy Daybell?
Yes.
Prior to responding to this, let me withdraw that. To the best you recall, what time of day was it that you were responding?
It was approximately 6 a.m.
And was it light outside yet?
I don't think so.
Prior to your response that morning, approximately how many times had you personally been involved with responding to an unattended death?
Probably 5 to 10.
And when you did, in fact, arrive, what was the first thing that you observed?
I observed Garth Daybell in the living room. He's the one that let me into the house. And then Chad came into the living room shortly after I arrived. And I just asked them what was going on and to show me where Tammy was.
And did they do that?
They did.
Let me pause and ask, at that point in time, was anybody else at the home?
No.
Did anybody else later arrive at the home that morning?
Yes.
Who do you recall arriving at the home?
The deputy coroner arrived, the coroner arrived, and then some family members also arrived later.
And for the jury's sake, to the best we can identify those people by name.
Yes, sorry. The deputy coroner, Cammie Wilmore, the coroner, Brenda Dye, and I'm not sure who the family was. I didn't speak with them after they arrived.
Were you aware if there was a male or female family member that arrived?
I think both. Several of his children showed up as well.
So you were explaining that you arrived and you made contact with Garth and then Chad?
Correct.
Just to help the jury have a picture in their mind, what was the layout of the home, the best that you can recall?
The living room is the first room that you come into, and then there's a hallway to the right. There are several bedrooms and a bathroom. Directly behind the living room across the hallway was the kitchen, and then to the left was the garage.
Okay. And relative to the front door, did you come in the front door?
I did.
Relative to that front door, where is the room that you ultimately saw Tammy's body in?
To the right at the end of the hallway.
When you came through the front door, where do you recall both Garth and or Chad being inside the home?
In the living room.
So could you explain again, what was the first conversation that you had with either one?
I asked them where Tammy was and what had happened, and then they walked me back to the bedroom where her body was.
At that point in time, did either one of them seem to have any emotion or anything like that going on?
Yes.
Both, or which one?
Chad was definitely more emotional than Garth was. He was sobbing and then would gasp for air. Garth was a little bit more reserved and didn't say very much.
So when you got back to the room where Tammy was,
Okay, hold on.
what was the first thing that you observed?
Okay. She says, was Chad upset? Yes, he was visibly upset. Well, yeah, because of what he did to his wife, and he can't take it back. He's going to go straight to hell. And what kind of parent would ask their kids to help a loved one that, especially their mother, when she's not alive no more? Who does that?
Sick frog prince. I don't know.
Right? Like for my family, I take on everything for everybody else, and I be the strong one. I would never let them see that. I would never let them see my mother when she passed. Okay.
Well, it's not necessary, and it would hurt them.
Oh, I want them to remember how, they were. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's bad enough I had to look at that, but yeah, okay, I'll carry on.
Observed Tammy's body on the bed, and her feet were hanging off the corner of the bed, and the mattress was pushed off the box spring just a little bit, and she was covered up with a blanket up to about her shoulders.
In that moment, did you notice anything else about Tammy's body?
Not from the doorway until I moved in closer to her.
Before you moved in closer, did you engage in Chad in any conversation about what had gone on?
Yes, during the walk back and while I first entered the bedroom, he was kind of explaining to me the course of events that had happened that morning.
What do you recall him explaining to you at that time?
He had told me that about midnight, Tammy had woken up with a coughing fit, and he said she had vomited on the bedroom floor and then had moved into the bathroom down the hallway and had continued vomiting. And he said he got up to help her clean up and then put her back to bed. And then they both went back to sleep. And then at approximately 5:40 a.m., he had felt the blankets shift off of him in bed and had woken up, and he said that he had thought Tammy had fallen off the bed. So he told her to get back on the bed, and then when she didn't answer him, he stood back up, turned the lights on, and found that she was unresponsive.
Did he indicate at that point whether Tammy had fallen all the way off the bed or just partly?
He did. He indicated that she had fallen partially.
Okay, now let me say this. Do you guys remember when Chad himself said that Tammy was going to die soon?
In a few days.
He got a vision.
He did.
So within that vision, he jumped up the insurance money. Okay, yeah, he knew it was coming.
He had her covered at the minimum, and he went up to the maximum.
Yes, he did. I don't know. I don't understand these people.
I'm glad you can't understand that because it's
I know.
pretty sick.
Thank God. Thank God. Oh, I don't get it. You know what? The ones that get me are the babies, the kids. Chad Daybell, you took 2 little children's lives. You did that. Oh, but you get to sit there and you can touch your kids and grandchildren.
Off the bed because her feet were wrapped in the blanket and the sheets. And so her feet were still up on top of the mattress, but the side of her head was on the floor.
What did Chad do or say next, if anything?
He said after he had turned the lights on and found her, he checked her and then called to Garth for help to come help move her back onto the bed, which Garth came over and they both moved her body back up onto the bed.
So when you first, let me withdraw that. This is being explained to you as you're walking into the room where Tammy's body is.
That's correct.
So when you first walk into that room, did what you saw with Tammy's body match the description of what Chad had just explained to you?
Yes, it did.
And what about the covers on the bed?
The covers on the bed had been pulled back up, covering her arms to about her shoulders.
When you arrived, or when you got into the room, can you describe for the jury what your observations were about the condition of Tammy's body at that point?
I first checked her for a pulse, which she did not have. Her skin was colder than the room temperature. Her body was stiff. And I recognized that she did have some pink foam coming out of her mouth and down the side of her face, and she was deceased.
And you personally had made the determination for yourself that she was deceased because of her pulse, or what was the big factor?
Correct. It was a combination of her body being cold and the fact that she did not have a pulse.
And at this point in time, when you're investigating an unattended death, do you gather more information from family?
I do.
Did you do that in this case?
I did.
What did you do next?
I asked Chad about if she had any serious medical conditions or had been sick recently. He told me that she had been suffering from a pretty bad cold and that she didn't like to see the doctor very often, so that she hadn't been diagnosed with any serious medical conditions. He did tell me she had fallen in the driveway a few weeks prior that she had seen the doctor for, and she was going through menopause. He did say that she had suffered from low blood pressure and did have fainting spells once in a while as well.
And based on your recollection, was this information that Chad had relayed specifically to you at that point in time?
Yes, it was.
Did he say anything else about whether he believed that Tammy had any other major medical issues or injuries besides what you just talked about?
Not that he said to me.
Did he mention anything to you about Tammy having shaking fits at that point in time?
No.
Did he say anything about Tammy's sleep pattern generally?
No.
At what point in time, well, I'll withdraw that. As law enforcement, is it your role to determine whether or not it would be appropriate to have an autopsy?
It is not.
Whose role is that?
The coroner.
And then as you were there on scene, did you reach out to any other superior officers to get any help with your investigation?
I did.
Who did you reach out to?
I reached out to Detective Mattingly and Detective Kaya Kamanu.
And why did you reach out to them?
It's standard procedure when there's any kind of death, especially an unattended death, that we notify detectives to give them kind of the basis of what we've learned in our investigation to determine whether they need to respond or not.
Did they give you any instructions that you can recall?
Yes, they told me to take photos and then let the coroner decide whether or not to do an autopsy.
And in fact, did you take photos?
I did.
We'll get to those photos in just a moment. At that point in time, did you do anything else in your investigation?
No.
Yep.
At any point in time,
Talk about this. Good point. Do you recall hearing at one point in time, I think it was during his prelim, that in the state of Idaho, the family has that option?
Yes.
Yep.
Usually in LDS communities and certain offshoots of LDS, they can require no autopsy.
And I'm sure he knows that.
Oh, of course he does.
Yeah. Because let me tell you, if it was my parent, you damn right, I'd want an autopsy. Like, what happened? You know what I mean? What truly happened?
Yeah.
And even think about it for your kids or your grandkids. You know what I mean? Would they have this kind of illness, or you know what I mean?
Right, just for genetic purposes to know.
There you go. That's a better word.
Yep, I think he's sick.
He is so guilty. So guilty.
And did you do anything to look at medications or anything else in the home?
I did.
When did you do that?
I did that shortly after I had taken some initial photos of Tammy's body while I was waiting for the deputy coroner to arrive.
And with respect to your time there and your observations, had you identified anything at that point that you felt like was suspicious about the scene?
No,
Now, were you basing that perspective upon the information that Chad was giving you?
yes,
And without getting into it, were you basing it upon any information that Garth had given you?
no, because he hadn't given me any information.
Besides Chad, did any other family members give you any information that morning?
No,
When you were talking to Chad that morning, was Garth within earshot of that conversation?
yes,
Did he ever voluntarily interject or contradict anything that his dad was saying?
he did not.
Did he try to add anything to the conversation?
No,
Your Honor, at this time, the state would like to offer up to the court and request admission of the state's proposed and marked exhibits 295A through. Sorry, Your Honor, 1 second.
Did you see like that first day or second day of court? They showed Tammy after she was exhumed in her coffin. Grandma?
In what?
A through J.
In
And
her
I believe we have a
coffin?
stipulation that these will be admissible. Your
Yeah.
Honor.
God.
Any concern with broadcasting these, Mr. Wixom?
May we sidebar, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sidebar.
Yeah. They showed it. They showed her after they exhumed her. It caught me off guard. It's like, whoa.
See, I don't think that would really bother me.
Well, it didn't bother me. It caught me off guard.
A little shocking, yeah.
I've seen plenty of dead bodies. I mean, I don't want to see children, though. I don't want to see babies.
No.
I think that would mess me up for the rest of my life. Oh, look at Chad. Chad, did you get a tissue? I seen Johnny Boy give you a tissue. Oh. Do we feel bad for him?
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, no. Nada. I mean, isn't he embarrassed? Here he says a prayer. He's not even allowed to do that within his faith. He has to be somebody special in the LD whatever. I'm like, it was so boring. Oh, Otis.
He's all the way in the other end of the house. He didn't like something he heard out there.
He don't like Chad. He feels that demon. He turned into a zombie. Chad, you're a zombie. You're for dark. You're
He's
out
a
of here.
doggy demon hunter.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Get over here. Just so impatient. Oh, come on, you guys. Get with it. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I've never seen so many sidebars.
And Judge, as we attempt to get set up electronically, I need to clarify for the record, the state does not intend to admit the photos in full sequence that we gave, Your Honor. May I correct and let the court know now which exhibits we're talking about?
Yeah, let's go through the admission process and then we'll go on to publication if you wish. So on the admission process, if you would set out in the record what you're being offered, and individually I'll ask defense if there's any objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. All of these photos for frame of reference are death scene photos of Tammy at the time that this officer responded to the call. They're marked as through 295L. Is it-
Get with it.
Okay.
people.
Mr. Pryor, have you reviewed the photographs on exhibits 295D through L?
I have, Your Honor. My understanding there's a stipulation to their admission.
Okay, without objection, then each of those individual photos, 295D through L, are all admitted as evidence. And in terms of publication, Mr. Wixom, if you just want to work with co-counsel, and if you need to review or view that other monitor to get things lined up, I understand the difficulty where you can't use the big screen because we're intentionally not broadcasting there. The monitors the jurors have will show the images. And Mr. Wixom, there's that light on the Elmo that I think helps with the shadow. If you could flip that light on.
Are they going to show Tammy right now?
Oh God, I don't know what the hell they're doing. All I know is that they're slow there.
The
They should have their
Just like
crap
Chad.
together.
Boy. They don't have their shit together. They
They
had
should-
4 years.
I believe I'm
know.
ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Oh,
Okay,
you ready? Oh, you're ready?
go ahead.
Thank you.
Oh,
And
are you
reference
sure?
each one, of course, as it's published.
Are you
Will do.
sure? Are you sure, dude? Are you ready? I was ready 4 years ago.
So, ma'am, I'm going to show you what I believe are photos that you took at the scene. The first photo that I'm going to show you is a photo. It's 295D as in David. Can you see that, ma'am?
I can.
And ma'am, could you describe for the jury what is that a photo of?
This is a photo of Tammy's body as she was lying on the bed when I arrived.
As you look at that photo, can you recall what was it that you were trying to capture in that particular photo?
The position she was lying on the bed, the positions of the blanket, as well as her face.
Next, I'm going to show you what's been marked as states 295E. And ma'am, can you describe what you were trying to capture in that photo?
With this photo, I was trying to capture a closer, more focused view of her face and the foam that was on it.
Can you explain that a little bit more to the jury?
Yes, so a closer view of her face to focus more on the pinkish foam that's running down the side of her cheek.
Why did you feel like it was important to document that?
I like to document any bodily fluids that are present.
Next, I'm going to show you what's been marked as states 295F as in Frank. Can you tell the jury why you took that picture?
I took this photo to also show how her arms were lying when I arrived, uncovered by the blanket.
Why was it important to document how her arms were lying?
It's important just to document everywhere of how she's lying as she was when I get there, uncovered from the blanket, because from the initial photos, when she's covered, you can't see how her body is actually lying.
Okay. Next, I'm going to show you what's been marked as states 295G as in George. Please explain to the jury why you took that photo.
I took this photo because at this point the coroner had arrived and she was completely uncovered from the blankets. So just another full body photo to show how she was lying on the bed.
Earlier, you had indicated that the mattress had been moved from the box spring.
Correct.
Does this photo capture that?
It does a little bit.
Can you explain that a little bit more for the jury's sake?
Yes. So on the top right of the photo, you can see that the mattress is shifted a few inches off of the box spring below it.
Why was that significant to document?
Typically, that isn't how your bed is laid out, and it was consistent with Chad stating that they had lifted her body back onto the bed, and that had shifted the mattress a little bit when they did that.
When Chad explained that they put the body back on the bed, had he explained that this is the position that they'd last left it in?
That's correct.
Next, I'm going to show you what's been marked as states exhibit 295H. Ma'am, can you take a moment and explain to the jury why you took that picture?
I took this photo to get a clear portrait of the other side of her face, as well as her hair and her left ear, which had a little bit of discoloration.
Does this document the discoloration in her left ear?
Or her right ear, I'm sorry.
So you're noting discoloration in the right ear?
Yes, it's a little bit red.
Can you just be a little bit more precise for the jury's sake where you see that discoloration?
Yes, the top of her ear is a little bit more red than the bottom part of her ear, which is a little bit more pale.
Was that anything that cued you into anything as part of your investigation?
Not particularly, no.
Next, I'm going to show you states 295L. I'm sorry,
Notice his arms crossing.
295I.
Who, Chad?
Yes,
Oh, yes, he
And
does.
why did you
he
take that
just
photo?
did it.
I took this photo because it was a little bit closer up of her face where you can see some blood around her nose and mouth, and then some more purple discoloration in the middle of her ear.
When you say blood around her nose and mouth, is that in reference to the sputum or some other source of blood?
It's in reference to the sputum.
Does this picture document from your perspective which direction you believe that sputum had been flowing from her?
Yes.
Can you explain to the jury what you believe it shows?
It shows that it flowed down the left side of her face.
And did you find that at the time to be consistent with the way that Mr. Daybell had explained that she had been positioned in the bed and fallen out of the bed?
Yes.
Next, I'm going to show you exhibit 295J. Why did you take that picture?
I took this photo to show the foam and blood running down the left side of her face.
At this point, why did you need to take this picture of the foam running down that side of her face?
Because I had never responded to an unattended death that had foam coming out of the mouth, so I felt it was important to document.
What was your
Look
intention
how
of taking this photo
uncomfortable
when you
he
had some
is.
other photos already of the pink foam?
This one specifically showed a little bit more of the blood running down the side of her face and not just the foam.
Ooh, blood. I never heard of. See, we haven't got to hear her autopsy results. I haven't heard them. Anyways.
She was smothered.
Oh, okay. But look at him. You're right. His arms are crossed. I wonder if he's pinching himself right here.
Well, as soon as they start talking about the foam, he gets antsy and starts moving around in his chair, moving his head around, where otherwise he just sits there. Just notice the difference.
Did they even take any samples of anything? Don't sound like it.
I think that they did. actually.
Lastly, I'm going to show you what's been marked as states 295L. Can you please explain to the jury, please, why you took this photo?
I took this photo because at this point she had been moved to the mortuary and some time had passed. And so I took this photo to show some bruising and color changes that had happened on her skin.
When you say bruising, can you identify in that photo where you believe the bruising had identified itself?
Yes, on the top of her forehead showed a little bit more bruising, as did her mouth and her neck, chest area.
And at this point, do you see the pink foam in there anywhere?
I do not.
Had you done anything to wipe or remove the pink foam at that point?
I did not.
Every time they show a new
Based on your
piece of
observations,
evidence, he shakes his head and gets really uncomfortable.
did you check Chaddy's body to see if it was cold?
I did.
What was that?
Every time they show a new piece of evidence, a new picture from this reel that the police have taken, he gets really, Chad gets really uncomfortable. He starts moving around a lot. And just watch his body language. Every time they bring up a new one and show the picture, he shakes his head, puts his head down, shakes his head, tightens his arms up. It's creepy.
And this is what you did it. You did it yourself, buddy.
On the lower back as well.
Can you explain to the jury, in case they don't know, what does the word lividity mean?
Lividity means when you pass, the blood in your body will pool to the lowest part and cause kind of reddish bruising, which is referred to as lividity.
And once again, where did you identify that lividity?
On the back of her thighs and on the back of the small of her back.
From your perspective, what did that tell you?
That told me from my experience that she would have been lying on her back for a significant amount of time after she died.
Now, at some point, I'll withdraw that. At some point in the interaction, did you go and have a conversation with the deputy coroner and the coroner?
I did.
And what was discussed there?
The cause of death was discussed, as well as whether an autopsy was to be performed, and as well as things that were said to the coroner.
Okay. And again, your role as law enforcement, do you have any role in determining cause of death?
No, I do not.
And do you have any role, as you understood it, to determine whether an autopsy should be performed?
No.
Did you ever discuss the potential for an autopsy with Chad?
No.
Did you ever hear him discuss that with anybody on scene?
No.
Mr. Wixom, are you done publishing the photos?
I am. I'm sorry.
Well, if you are, go ahead and we'll turn the lights back up. We'll keep the audience seated where they are for the remainder of the day.
See, now the picture portion is over and he stops crossing his arms.
So I think just the last couple of questions, ma'am. Did you eventually do any kind of medication check at that home?
I did.
Did you determine whether or not you believed Ms. Daybell had been on any medications?
Yes.
What did you determine that she was on?
I was told by Chad that she did take fluoxetine for depression and then some natural remedies and over-the-counter medications as well.
Was there any evidence, as far as you're concerned, that she could have been overdosed on something?
No.
And with respect to anything else about that investigation that caused you any concern about anything suspicious at that point in time?
No, there was not.
You know, that's all the questions I have at this time.
All right.
That's fine.
All right. Cross-examination, Mr. Pryor.
Thank you, Judge.
Here he comes.
Look at Chad. Look at him. Now he's touching his face. Let me go look. I gotta look on. Oh, look at him. Oh, you look so sad.
He's nervous.
My heart breaks for Tammy's family and her children.
Yes. My God.
Not him. Not him. Why are they so slow? I mean,
Officer Greenell, you prepared a report in regards to this incident, is that right?
Yes,
And at the bottom of your report, you made mention that the coroner determined an autopsy was not necessary unless the family wanted one, which they did not.
correct.
So from what I read from your report was that you discussed the option of whether an autopsy would be performed, and the coroner determined that it wasn't necessary. And then subsequent to that, the family decided they did not want an autopsy. Would that be fair?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Now, I also noted, did you have a chance to talk to Brenda Dye and and Deputy Coroner Wilmore about this case in detail?
at the scene I did, yes.
Okay, did you discuss the fact that there were some old bruises on Tammy's arms?
Yes,
And that, were you aware that Coroner Dye made note of that they were old, from some time before this incident, bruises on both of her arms as well, correct? She just testified to it, Judge.
Overruled.
Fact that Miss Dye noted in her coroner's report that there were old bruises on her arms, correct?
I wasn't aware if she knew the age of them,
Okay, but you are aware that there was a discussion with you folks about the fact that there were some.
that there were bruises, correct.
You were also aware that when you looked for the medication, you saw the it's Prozac, right? Fluoxetine?
I'm not sure what the generic is.
Okay. Acetaminophen, right? Some ibuprofen?
Correct,
Vitality extracts, which are, like non-traditional medication, correct?
correct, and like essential oils.
Like essential oils that she would use. And then Chad talked to you a little bit about the fact that she was experimenting with essential oils as well, right?
Correct,
Okay. And then some extra strength acetaminophen. There was also some cough medicine that was found there as well, correct?
yes,
And that's important because when Chad first spoke with you, he said that she was having coughing fits, right?
he did.
And you were able to confirm the fact that there was cough medicine as part of the medicine that was at the table at least at that evening, correct?
Correct,
You weren't able to tell whether she took it or not that night, but clearly on her side of her bed, there was cough medicine, right?
correct.
And then again, some essential oil. What is essential oil respiratory blend? I don't understand what respiratory blend means when it applies to essential oils.
That's what the bottle was labeled.
Did you happen to look into what that's for?
I did not.
Well, the word respiratory implies to me that it has something to do with breathing. You didn't look any further than just noting that it was it was some respiratory essential oil.
Correct.
Okay. And then below that one,
She's not an investigator. She's just a cop that showed up on the scene and took pictures.
Yeah, she's not a detective and she's not a chemist.
Why is not the state butting in here?
I really don't know. They should be objecting to some of this badgering of the
Yes.
witness.
Yep. There are so many things that I have caught the first how many days that we watched it, and it just blows me away. I'm like, why aren't they calling that? And objecting to it. I don't know. Listen to Johnny go.
Otis needs to
could
go out. I'll
note
be
that
right
there was
back.
also a supplement for
Otis?
bruising and sore muscles.
Yes,
So she was taking supplements for some bruising that she must have been experiencing and sore muscles, right?
I assume so.
Okay. Well, those are the ones that the family showed you were that she was taking regularly, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Now, again, I'll go back to what he initially told you that she got up at about midnight, right?
correct.
Military time always confuses me. So 0000, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
midnight.
And then at approximately 5:40, he felt the bed and she slid off the bed. And that's when he realized that she had passed, right?
Yes, that's what he told me.
Okay. And he was pretty shook up about this, wasn't he?
Yes,
Far more shook up than anybody else in the house, right?
yes.
He was more disturbed about this than his daughter who eventually showed up, right?
I didn't see or observe his daughter after he showed up.
He was far more despondent than his son who was there as well, right?
Correct.
Okay. And what you observed in terms of the mattress, in terms of the position of the mattress, was consistent with what Chad told you in terms of why the mattress was moved. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. So there's nothing unusual about the mattress, nothing there, correct?
correct.
Okay. And as far as medical conditions, again, while he was discussing with you, he was pretty despondent, pretty upset, right?
Yes,
And as while he was trying to talk to you, he made something that she had taken some steroid shots for some sore muscles, that she had fallen a few months ago in the driveway and injured her arm. Did he happen to mention to you that she was having incidents of falling, unexplained falls that she was making?
not that I remember.
Don't remember that? You didn't have a body cam on either, though, did you?
I did not.
You didn't have a recorder with you either, right?
No,
And you were going to an unattended death. Are you issued a body cam?
I was.
Are you issued a recorder?
No,
Okay, so you are issued a body cam, it wasn't available, or was that one broken too?
I believe it was charging at the time.
Okay, all right. And then he mentioned that she had been feeling sick, had a cold, and that she had low blood pressure, and that she'd been fainting occasionally.
Yes,
Okay. Now, did he ever mention to you the fact that Tammy Daybell suffered from anemia?
not that I recall.
Okay. When you looked at the pink foaming, did you happen to do some research on what causes that pink foaming?
I did not.
Okay, so you're not aware of the medical condition someone would have that would cause their mouth to foam at the mouth, right?
I'm not.
Okay. At the time you showed up, there were no bruising on the neck or the arms, like recent bruising. Is that correct?
Correct.
And there was no indication of a struggle, correct?
Correct.
And there was nothing in the position of the pillows or the sheets or anything in the bedroom that would indicate there was any sort of a fight, struggle, or altercation within that bedroom. Is that right?
Correct.
And then he also told you, Chad told you that through the coroner, that Tammy had an occasion to have minor shaking fits, right?
He did say that to the coroner, not to me though.
With seizures, right?
I'm not 100% certain what he said.
And then were you there to talk to the daughter, Emma?
No,
But you put in your report that Emma mentioned that her and her mother were trying to do that clogging thing, and that her mother had been slowing down the last couple of months. You're aware of that as well, right?
yes, that was relayed to me through the coroner.
So the mother or the daughter, Emma, had confirmed that her mother had been slowing down and wasn't as active as she had been previously, right?
Not to me.
Okay.
Okay.
But Chad did talk to you about significant
Let me
fainting,
pause this.
seizures.
Okay, so his daughter, it had to be Emma, right? Allegedly, I'm not sure. Told the coroner that about her. Well, maybe she got that information from her father and put that in her head. Yeah. Yeah.
A number of maladies, right?
He had mentioned fainting. He didn't mention seizures to me though.
Chad told the coroner that sometimes Tamara had minor shaking fits consistent with seizure activity.
That was with the coroner.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. So at this point, after this was done, the determination made that it was not a homicide or any foul play as a result of this, correct?
I'm not sure exactly what the determination was that was made by the coroner.
Okay, and we'll get to that with the coroner, but from your pictures and your assessment, it didn't appear that there was any foul play from the pictures that you took. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Judge, I have nothing else. Thank you.
Any redirect?
Just a few, Your Honor, a few questions.
Very well.
Officer Greenhalgh, you were just asked some questions about a body cam.
Correct.
At that time at the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, was there any requirement that you have and use a body cam for any purpose?
No.
And you said yours was charging.
Yes.
Does that happen sometimes during your shift?
Yes.
You were asking questions about, a question about by the time you showed up to the scene. Do you remember that reference from defense counsel?
Yes.
And you were asked questions about essential oils and some non-prescription items that were found.
Yes.
Now, did you have any information outside of what Chad had told you about whether it was Tammy who'd been using those things?
Not outside of what Chad had told me.
Did you have any information other than what Chad told you about how long those items had been in the home?
No.
And to be clear again, at the time that you responded, Tammy was told to detach.
Yes.
And as far as you knew, she had had rigor mortis set in.
Yes.
You were just asked questions about having been told by Chad, the coroner having been told by Chad, that Tammy had been having seizures. Remember that question?
Yes, I do.
But to be clear, that was never told to you directly.
That's correct.
So then is it accurate then that Chad told you some things and then told other things to the coroner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I don't have any further questions.
All right, thank you. That will conclude then the testimony
Oh,
of
thank God.
this
It's over.
witness. Is the state intending to recall?
All right. Enough of that. What do you think? Yeah, I do too. Because look at his kids are losing, they lost their mother, now they're going to lose their father, in my opinion. All right, so let's get to Benny Keys here. I know he was arrested a while back. He just got currently arrested because he had warrants. So let's look at here. Hey, Maisie. Hold on.
My little baby didn't want to come in. Hi, Maisie. He kept chasing the owls out there.
Oh, owls.
Owls
Cool.
know that my chickens are there, so they hang around.
Whew. Okay, this is pissing me off. StreamYard is not cooperating. There we go. We got this.
StreamYard has been acting up for a lot of people recently.
There is there's Benny
And
Keys.
now for the BK for the Benny Man.
Oh, Benjamin Benny Keys. All right. So here is his mugshot. And the rest date was, it says today. Today. That's what it says. Today. He has no approved visitors yet. Okay. So here we go. No. We're going to the case details. Okay? That's what we're doing.
Oh my.
However,
That's interesting.
I will not pay for the court documents. Hell no to the no.
Yeah, but did you see those charges?
Hell yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Him better bad boy.
Yes. Case history. This is just one, okay? Domestic violence. And this happened April 14, 2023. Status pending.
Oh, wait a minute. Doesn't that say December?
Now listen, Grandma.
Huh.
This is there's more than one case, okay? Now listen. I mean, here, let's get through this. All right, let's see. Yeah, Bondsman. Let me get to this. Hold on, there's a lot. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's look at this first page real quick, okay? We're going to open up the details. Because there's 2 pages, okay?
Okay.
I had it already, but obviously this website didn't like that of me. I had everything opened up, is my point. Okay. So, you know, it's the mumbo jumbo. Oh, this is funny. He is being sued, allegedly, I think, by this United States Fire Insurance Company. We will look that up in a minute. Okay. So he got bonded out August of 2023. Okay. Case filed indictment. And then he filed out a form for, he couldn't afford an attorney, notice to appear, letter request, first appearance. Okay, this was January of this year, February this year, and then 3/21. That's when he got a warrant. Okay. Online impersonation, name, persona, created page. The warrant for that was 3/31/2024. Online, another one. God, he's got 2 charges of that? He does.
He's bugging me.
Wow. And this is from 8/4/23.
Last one.
Okay, so he got, let's see, what's this? Hold on a minute, people. Okay, these are the warrants. I got to get this right. Okay, so there's 3 warrants here. 1, 2, 3. Here are the charges. Online, whatever, 3rd-degree felony. Okay. Let's go to the next page. All right. His court hearing, because he's in jail now, May 23rd, 2024. He is having a bond hearing on that date at 9 a.m. So as of right now, he's going to be sitting in there. He has no bond right now. Isn't that crazy?
Online impersonation.
Hold on.
Interesting.
I wonder what that was. You can't go around hurting people, man. Okay, here we go. Okay, stalking. 3rd-degree felony. Tampering with a witness. 3rd-degree felony. Ooh, he's bumming. Violation of a protective order. Class A misdemeanor.
Oh, he violated his bond.
Yikes. It was worse than I thought it was. 3 warrants. And they're felony warrants. Let me find something. Let me find this. I've
He's
seen
not gonna
that.
get out for a little while.
Let's see.
He must be, Maisie. He must be in there because they got him today.
Yeah, he doesn't have a bond hearing until May 23rd. So he's going to be in there until he has a bond hearing. Hold on.
Which is a month from today. Bummer.
I'm going to bring this up here that I found. Hold on. Where is he? Okay. The state of Texas, and I told you I'm not going to pay for any documentation. I will not. I absolutely will not. There's that name. The state of Texas versus Benny Keys, Principal United States Fire Insurance Company. Defendant. Security. Ooh. Last refreshed today. The filing date was March 28th. So, okay.
So it's out of Texas. So did they take him to Texas or did they just pick him up locally?
I don't know what they did.
What jail was he in?
Look at all this. What are these?
Oh, God.
Did you see
Notice
all
of hearings.
Look at all these dates. October 31st, 2024. What is this?
That's
about?
coming up.
I know, but I'm saying, look at October 31st, 2024. What's this about? It's a docket event. I don't understand this. Do you? What that mean? Here, can you see it? Let me make it big.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, you can.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? What is that?
SI hearing. Let me look at that. NISI hearing.
I'm not ignoring you, Maisie. I'm not ignoring you. I was just outside of StreamYard, so I wasn't looking at chat. Yes, he's in jail.
NISI. The purpose of a rule NISI is to allow the properties to think of the matter and give them opportunity to be heard in case they have any objections.
Wow.
Just a sec. Let me scroll just a little bit. It's an order from the court for a ruling that will take effect and come into force at a future date, provided certain conditions have been met. Ooh, interesting.
Isn't it
That one
interesting?
October.
See, I don't understand this. That's why I'm like, I don't understand. But obviously, we know that he violated the order of protection.
Oh, here it tells me a little more. It says Rule Nisi can also be viewed as a court order to show cause. In other words, unless you can show cause, the court order, rule, or decree will take effect and become legally binding.
Okay, that's interesting. Because
So
he's in jail. He just got put in jail, and look at all these dates: April 1st, April 3rd, docket events, docket events, docket events. So he violated the bond, right? Since he violated the order, he was out on bond. Okay, with that company that is named in this thing here with the state of Texas.
right.
Yes?
Yeah, I just wish I could look at that document a little bit more, but that's okay.
There ain't nothing to see. They don't tell you anything else. They want you to pay for it. I'm not paying for it.
It's a docket event. It's notice of hearing.
So he's got
can you?
court May 23rd, people, and October 31st, 2024.
So they had a hearing on April 3rd. Did he not show up?
I'm not sure. Because this is a totally different thing. It's different. Okay? It's different, this case. And if you want details on this, you got to pay for it. And I'm not paying for it. So, yeah, there's
Well,
that.
I don't know what's going on with that insurance thing, but it sounds like he did a bad thing and
I don't know.
about to be held responsible.
So that's all I know, and I just wanted to say he's got an upcoming court date. He's going to be in jail until that court date because he has no bond right now.
No, it was the cheat.
All right, don't you growl.
Wake up.
Uh-oh.
What? Oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh no. What is it? Show mommy. Show your mommy. Where is it? Did you lose a toy? Is your ball under the dresser?
Maisie, how are you? I never knew he went to jail. Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's some of it is really personal. I get that, right? But if you're going to do these kind of cases and you got a record like that, I'm just saying. But he went downhill. I used to think he was really funny, but when him and his wife separated, he changed, in my opinion. All right. This is all I want to cover today. Tomorrow I will be back here to cover Chaddy Boy's trial. I have to go to the doctor's early in the morning, like at 8:10 Central Standard Time. So hopefully I'll be back in time. They gotta.
I have stuff tomorrow too.
Yeah, they gotta take more blood, and talk to me about some other things going on with me.
Yeah.
The next step for these other
Yeah.
things that are going on.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
All right, girl.
Well, thank you for coming up here, Grandma. I love you.
Not a problem. Anytime. Love you
All
right back.
See you later. Bye. Hi, Maisie. What does that say? I got a PET scanner lately. Good news. I'm flying over to the. You are? What's a PET scan? What is that? It will. It will. I don't know why I waited so long. I just told my doctor, I go, because I couldn't find time. No, I'm too busy taking care of everybody else and not taking care of me. But that's just who I am by nature. Yes, I will keep you posted. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming through. Where'd they put you through? An MRI? Are you having an MRI scan? Yeah. I've had like 25 MRIs. Interesting. You need to let us know how you're doing or when you get out here. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.